What's going on, y'all? It's your boy June Archer here, the Winner Circle on thisis50.com. Motivate you. Today I have the pleasure of interviewing my friend, my big brother, part of the legendary Boogie Down Productions, Stop the Violence movement. Man, he produced the classic record Self-Destruction. He's known for his classic song, boasting his own moniker. He's a DJ, brand ambassador, photographer, and one who moves the culture forward. To me, he's a TR-808, but you could just call him D Nice. So welcome to the show, my brother D Nice.
What's up, June? It's good to be here with you, bro.
Man, I'm so happy to have this opportunity to sit down and have some dialogue with you. You've been busy over these past 50 days of quarantine. I want to ask you, man, how have you been doing? I mean, you having a good time just about every night, man, but just for those who are mentally drained from this time, how are you keeping in terms of keeping everything together?
Man, first of all, it's an honor to be in a position to provide some relief with the music that I'm playing for so many people that are either dealing with COVID or just overall affected by COVID, and especially like the frontline workers. You know, I feel like the music that I'm playing is inspiring me to want to even play more and more, because I know that it's directly affecting the mood of so many people, and that happens. You know, whenever I read the messages from people that are saying how these sets are like keeping them focused or saving their marriages because they're at home dancing with their wives and their spouses, and it's just been beautiful to know that what I'm doing really matters to people.
How does it feel though that when these days are behind us, and I really feel strong that that time is coming, this will be behind us, but to know that when history tells this story, D, that you will be remembered as someone who warmed people's hearts, you eased their minds from just club quarantine to homeschool. Like, how are you gonna feel being a part of that conversation when we go back and we revisit this on documentaries and everything else?
Man, it didn't hit me until roughly a few days ago when I realized that this is what happened was historic, and it didn't hit me until, of course, people started sending out information about awards and nominated for this, and I'm like, wait, for what? Because when you live in the moment, which I really do live in the moment of this, I wake up and I think about playing music for people. It's going to be a very interesting thing to see once this is over, because so many of us have been connected via social media now. It's like I look to see these same names when I sign into my IG Live.
Right.
Like, I'm happy when I see the names, like, even though I met Donnie Wahlberg once, I've seen Donnie, if we've been in quarantine for 50 days, I've seen Donnie for 54 days. The 4 days of, before really starting this thing. And it's just crazy, that crazy to see like how we all feel that much closer to one another virtually. In terms of like what it's gonna look like, look, man, I don't know, because I don't know if I'll ever party the same way, like, and not that I don't want to be around anyone. I miss, human connectivity, to be honest with you. But I'm saying in terms of partying, I think I want everything that I do to be more family friendly, because the music that I've been playing it's the music that people are listening to with their 8-year-olds and their grandmothers, like, I kind of like that. And I kind of like being someone that represents bridging the gap between generations with music.
No, you have been. And I can tell you the first day, and I'm telling you, it was crazy to me, because I'm looking and I'm like, all right, so he's spinning. I'm like, yo, that's cool. Like, all right, he's playing some music. Then the next day, and that was like maybe like 100 people. And the next day it was like 500 people. And then the next day I'm texting you. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And then it just went to a different stratosphere. And I thought it was amazing. As a practitioner of your field, you have traveled the globe with cases of records to now just carrying your laptop and a hard drive to play music for all. I was in Germany at the end of the year, and I ran into our big brother who played yesterday on your station, Maceo, and from De La Soul, Maceo was like, bro, like this thing has been my thing from the beginning. Like it's taken me around the globe in more times than I could think. And it's the only job I've had. And when he said that to me, I'm like, oh, there's a few people in preparing for this interview. I'm like, that's D-Nice. Like, this is the only job you've had outside of being an artist, and this is taking you around the globe and back. So for you, hip hop has embraced you. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, the passport's got to be crazy. I know you got to have at least 10 of these things that are like
yeah, I have a bunch of passports. No, I mean the music. I don't want to just say hip hop. Hip hop is what introduced me to hip hop culture. Introduced me to the music properly, but it's been music in general because not a lot of my gigs aren't hip hop based. You know, like a lot of them could be EDM. A lot of them could be like, you know, just straight old school dance parties playing classic joints. You know, so it's not really just hip hop anymore for me. It's really about just music in general. And music has been wonderful to me. You know, like I've been traveling the world since I was 16 years old because of music. I had a period where I wasn't traveling as much, but like now for like the last 10 years, I mean, I've been traveling. I travel consistently. You know, last year I did 400,000 flight miles on, just on Delta because I was like in a different city almost every day and from coast to coast. You know, one day I would open for Jill Scott on a Thursday in New York City at Radio City. And then Friday, I was in Trinidad rocking an event in Trinity and then jumped on a 4 a.m. flight to LA to play the Image Awards. You know what I mean? Like, so I was just constantly just bouncing all over the world, and it's been a great experience. And that's what makes what happened on March 21st so unique. I don't think it could have been anyone else, and this isn't coming from a place of like ego.
No, definitely, it couldn't have been.
From a place of like, yo, everyone was rooting for me.
We were.
Like, everyone.
We were. I mean, we love you, man. Like, it could have happened to a better person, and I truly believe like you were the vessel to be that conduit. Aside from music, you have taken your camera with you to capture Hurricane Katrina, Paris, South Africa, President Barack Obama's inauguration. This has added a different piece of the journey for you. How has capturing all of these moments affected you over the past couple of years when you brought that camera with you?
Well, one, it's I always travel with a camera because I wanted to show people, the younger version of myself, the kid that hadn't been on a plane until I started making records, what's out there to inspire, and also to show them, like, I wanted them to see artists from my perspective, like I'm going to see, like, I have a few pictures on my wall here, like, I have 4 pictures on my wall that I shot, a picture of Mary J. Blige in 2007 and while we were in South Africa. So, Mary in prayer. And in that moment before she was just about to go on stage, I pulled myself back from it. Was like, wait, this is a moment that people should actually see one day. And I just caught the picture and then went back into prayer. So it's like, because I've been doing this for so long, people trust me with their image. They know I'm not going to do anything crazy or, I'm not about, paparazzi style photography. It's really, I just wanted to document our culture the best way possible from my lens and to be able to see, for people to be able to see it. Like, I mean, I was the only photographer in the dressing room with Common when he won his Academy Award, so I'm looking at that image on the wall there that I shot of Common with his, like just after getting off stage and Common called me and was like, bro, you should document this.
Right.
Like document the journey for hip hop. So people trust me and it's my responsibility to always do things that will uplift our culture.
One of the things that you created a few years back, and I'm asking you as your little brother, I need you to bring this back. But one of the things that you created that was so amazing was True Hip Hop Stories. You had Special Ed, Big Daddy Kane, and the Homeless MC. You had Moni Love, our sister as well. What was the inspiration behind that, and what is it going to take now that we've been in this situation for you to pick up where you left off with True Hip Hop Stories?
So True Hip Hop Stories started because when I returned as a DJ, as a web developer and then a DJ, I wasn't around a lot of my hip hop contemporaries, the ones that I came in with, because I was just traveling into different circles. So yes, I would always see Dana Dane because we are like brothers, you know. But there are artists that I just didn't see. You know, I was never around Special Ed, you know, like throughout, you know, when we were making records and when we were younger, yes, I would see Ed at events and like parties. But when I became a web developer, I didn't really see that many of the people from my generation. So I started True Hip Hop Stories as a way to, the same way people didn't know that I was a web developer, I wanted them to know that, you know what, Special Ed started a record company living out in California, or you know what I mean? Like, right. I wanted them to know that. So that's why I started True Hip Hop Stories. And it was Master Ace was the very first one. Actually, Dana Dane was the first one because Dana was with me when I bought the camera and I was unboxing it. And I was like, hey, let me just talk to you. Like, it was really like me just having, you know, just conversing with one of my brothers and like, yo, tell me the story of that, and put it online and people reacted to it. Now, the funny thing about that is what happened in Instagram Live was actually supposed to be True Hip Hop Stories. That's what the conversation was when I was sitting in a cigar bar out here, because at the time, you know, you weren't able to play music, you know, on IG Live. You know what I mean? So sitting in the cigar bar, my buddies that when we were about to be under quarantine was just like, all right, so what's the plan? And I was like, you know, I had this web series back in the day. I think maybe I'll just kind of like turn it into an IGTV kind of situation and like interview, you know, artists and then save it to IGTV. That was the goal. But the artists that were in that first chat were my buddies. And, you know, I was just like, well, I already know their story. I wanted to use someone else, which their stories are amazing. It was Bun B and Blood Clot, you know. But I just, in that moment, it just, when I started playing music, and I wasn't even DJing, just playing music, you know, Tariq, Black Thought would be like, yo, I remember this song. Oh, this is crazy. Somebody meet me at the bar. And that was just like, wait, what is this? Is this like a club right now? Like, and that's how it all started. But initially it was supposed to be True Hip Hop Stories. So, you know, I'm getting back to that now. Now that I have this platform and, you know, I have the ability to attract people and I actually know it and people are interested in these. That's why I've had like, you know, Maceo and Scratch and you know, allow the ladies to take over my IG, was to just start to show people what our culture really is. It's not about any one person, you know, like there are multiple reasons why I became successful that day. And I wanted people to start seeing who these people are.
And talking about that, take us to the originals, man. How did you guys get together? Know all of you, love all of you, have been to the parties. Like, how did you guys get together, and what's in store for you guys once we get out of this?
So the Originals was originally created by Stretch Armstrong and one other person. It was when Hurricane Sandy, it was a Hurricane Sandy relief event. So they just wanted to assemble some hot DJs to get together and rock. So it was Stretch, Q-Tip, Clark Kent, Tony Touch, Rich Medina, and myself. And that was the first lineup. And we had so much fun for this Hurricane Sandy relief that we decided, like, hey, maybe we should do it again next month. Maybe we should just do this. Like, that was fun.
Right.
You know, Tip didn't have the time to do it. You know, Tip is always busy.
Always busy.
Always busy. So the five of us just ended up doing it. And I mean, man, it's almost 8 years later now, you know, and it's been magical. You know, I don't know what's in store. I mean, I know we're going to do the Originals when this is over, but, you know, in the foreseeable future, I don't know what we're going to do. I think it's just going to be an online thing because I don't think anything's really going to open up anytime soon, you know, like, and when it does open up, you know, look, man, I'm taking this thing on the road with this club quarantine vibe. I may not call it that. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to call it. Maybe the homeschool tour, because that's, you know, where it originally started out.
Right.
We don't know what quarantine is what it's going to feel like once this is over. So I don't want to have anything that can, you know,
cause PTSD.
You know what I mean? So I'm just thinking about all of these things, bro. Like, yeah, but it's going to be interesting to take this on the road because now people have heard me play music the way I hear music. You know, before I would just play what I thought someone else wanted to hear. And my IG Live has given me the opportunity to just play what I feel is just good music that vibrates, that where you can vibrate higher. And it doesn't have to be, it's not about how long ago it was made, you know, like I got on the other day and I just played like straight current like music, you know what I mean? Like, and just killed it. Everybody's going crazy and the flames and like, so it's just about the energy that's behind it, you know, like that you put out and put into the music. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting time, man. Like I'm looking forward to taking this on the road. And I'm also looking forward to one of the other things that I am going to do is to properly build a studio because this virtual thing is not going away. And it's beautiful to be able to touch people from all over the world with this platform. So, but I want to do it the right way. You know, like I've seen so many setups. Scratch has a very nice setup. Spinner has a nice setup. But I actually want to build my own room, like properly, lighting and everything. You know, smoke machines. I don't care. I want it to be an experience. You know, I don't care. Why not? DJ booth elevates while I'm standing there. Whatever it is, it's going to be an experience.
No, it's going to be dope, whatever it is. A lot of people don't even know that you were instrumental in the Kid Rock discovery. A lot of people don't know that you were an artist, producer. They say it takes 10 to 15 years to become an overnight success. And for some people, just seeing you now on IG Live and what you're doing, it seems like D-Nice has just arrived. They don't know the history. They don't know the history, KRS-One and yourself. How do you measure success today, seeing that you've been through the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs, and you're still here? To me, you've always been around. Even when you took a break and you came back, how do you measure your success?
I measure my success based on happiness, bro. Like it's not about things or accolades. It's really based on happiness. Like, am I happy doing what I'm doing? And I can honestly say I am. Like, I have no regrets, you know, like, look, I couldn't be here without living in the shadow of KRS. So it makes me respect that I lived in the shadow of one of the greatest MCs that has ever touched a microphone in this business, you know, like, so I don't really compare who I was then to who I am now, because I wouldn't be here without all of the lessons that I learned along the way. And the learning, part of what contributes to my success is that I was just able to connect with so many people in so many different generations. And it was because of all of the lessons that I learned along the way. That's why I said, I don't know if anyone else could have been the person to do what happened on March 21st, because it was a culmination of all of those experiences, all of those, the experience of being the web guy that was like, wait, no, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump on the technology. Since I can't do this, I'm going to jump into this and try to make this happen. So even though other people were using the platform in DJing in other ways, and, you know, Scratch had Scratch Vision. So, you know, Kid Capri was using Periscope. Our contacts are just different, you know, like, you know, I've done work for Oprah, to the Obamas, to this one, to, you know, Kevin Hart, to this club down the street, to my man's wedding that I did, you know, to Black Thought's wife's birthday. I did the mix for her. You know, you know, we could have had Amir or anyone else do the mix, but they asked me. So when I did that, everyone came because they were like, yo, that's D. And it's because of all of the lessons that I learned from the beginning of my career until now.
For those who are looking to DJ or start a new profession during this time and take something up new that they've never done before, and they're feeling uncomfortable, what's the best piece of advice that you could give them today to allow them to be inspired and stay motivated to learn that thing, to be a master of that thing, so that they can, you know, pick up another blessing that they never really believed that they had in them?
I mean, for one, man, I always tell people, like, when I return as a DJ, look, I'm not a turntablist. I won't even pretend to be. I'm not good with scratching. That's not my thing. I like house music DJs. I like blending records. Do what do what you love. You know, don't try to be someone else. Like I can never sit there and try to be DJ Scratch. I can't be Clark Kent. I can't burn through records quickly like Kid Capri, because that's just not the way my mind works. My mind works like, I want to hear this. I want this to breathe. I want this to be an experience.
Right.
And my experience, because everyone provides an experience, but I want it to be my unique experience, the way I want to hear music, the way I want to affect people. So I would always tell people, man, like, look, don't be afraid to, you know, receive criticism. You know, just follow, like, don't be afraid of receiving criticism and constructive criticism, that is. And man, practice, put your 10,000 hours in. You know, I've you know, whatever 34 years equates to in terms of hours.
That's a lot of hours, B.
A lot of hours, and I'm still doing it. I'm still putting in the work, bro. You know, I'm still here DJing 9 hours, and not because I have to. It's because I love it. I really do love what I'm doing.
What would you think your brother Scott LaRock will be saying about this journey? And do you ever think it would have what would it have been like had he still been here to witness all of what is going on?
I can't answer that part just because I tend to not live or look at life that way. But, you know, if he were here, you know, I hope he would be proud. And the same thing I would say about Chris Lighty, you know, like, you know, there's some times when I wish both of them were here to see this and to experience it with me. Like, this has been an amazing, even through the bad times were just more lessons, you know, like, so the journey and what it took to get here has been so beautiful. And like, and it's very humbling to, like, come on, man, like, I am 49 years old. I'll be 50 years old next month. And still making history doing what I love, but making history with the support of the people that I care about. You know, like, it's just starting to hit me. Like, it was a magical moment, and it's going to be a magical experience once we're out of quarantine.
Man,
now I make you proud, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen, bro, I've known you since we were teenagers, man. The Apollo Theater days, Harlem Week days, with Moni Love, KRS, Bill Blast, like all these guys, man. It's to see us grow up. And I always tell people, man, I have the opportunity to call people like yourselves and Easy Mo B and Large Professor. Like, you guys are my heroes, and you guys are my big brothers and my friends. And it means a lot, man, that you guys continue to push the culture forward, not just hip hop culture, like on a global scale, man. You guys have done some amazing things. So I appreciate you. I know everyone else appreciates you, and just keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you,
I want to, before I let you go, man, there's this game called University of Dope. So I want to go through like 3 or 4 with you, just have some fun here, man, to let people know what the great D Nice thinks about our particular culture. So if you can't read it, I'm going to read it for you. For those who not here, drum roll, please. Best hip hop soundtrack: Friday, Above the Rim, 8 Mile, or Juice? Which one would you go?
I don't remember the Friday soundtrack. Was Head Ringing on that joint?
Yes.
Yeah, Head Ringing was on there. Above the Rim had Pac, and it had guys, that song, Sweet Sable.
Yep.
That was on Death Row. And that was a good one. 8 Mile, of course, that was Eminem and the Crew, and Juice. Man, for me, I would have to go with Juice because it had Rakim,
EPMD,
and it had the Naughty by Nature. Right? D would be for me, man.
D? All right. Here goes the next one. Boom. If someone wanted to experience hip hop for the first time, what album would you give them? A, Low End Theory, B, Enter the Wu-Tang, C, Straight Outta Compton, or D, Paid in Full?
Damn. Oh, man. Probably Low End Theory. Yeah, that would be it. A Tribe Called Quest, Low End Theory. That was not that all the other albums are. I mean, they're all like incredible albums, but that Low End Theory was a masterpiece, man.
Yeah, no slight to anybody else. No slight to anybody else. Here's one I know might get you. If these 4 MCs were on the same track today, who would come out on top? LL Cool J, Rakim, KRS-One, or Big Daddy Kane? Tough one, D.
That's a tough one. Rakim makes you think. LL is he's the best balance between men and women with his flow and his lyrics. KRS is just gonna be a straight B-boy, aggressive. I'm probably gonna go with Big Daddy Kane though, because he's just smooth and his metaphors, man. Like, yeah, I'll go with Big Daddy Kane.
All right. Most influential rap song of all time: The Message, Rapper's Delight, Planet Rock, or Sucker MCs?
For me, it's The Message.
Dope.
I don't even need to give an excuse or a reason behind that one. It's just the message, the story behind it, the storytelling, the music, the chorus, everything about that record was perfect.
Listen, this is one we talked about offline, but
I'm not answering that.
Erase one from hip hop history. We can't answer
that at all.
That one's subjective. D Nice, man. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you for even taking the time to rock out with us, man. Where can we follow you? What's coming next? And let us know what's next for the IGTV for you.
Oh man, so depending on when you air this, which I don't know when, are you airing this anytime soon or
tomorrow? Why not?
Oh yeah, well tomorrow night I'm actually flying out in the morning. I'm doing a concert tomorrow in Miami for frontline workers, and they will all be in their cars, and it's on like a racetrack. I'll be socially distancing.
Stay
yeah,
PPE.
Like a driving concert. So yes, it's going to be interesting tomorrow. Yeah.
Dope. Listen, tune in to D Nice. Whether he's DJing or he got guest DJs, I promise you, you're disappointed. Keep rocking, man. This is 50.com. Thank y'all for tuning in. D. Love you, bro.
Love, man. Peace.